Welcome everybody. My name's Rob Triggs and I'm the Vice President of Sales for our company, but I'm more affectionately known as the Head Sales Effectiveness Advisor. So we pride ourselves as not only a company that implements great CRM systems for companies, but we also have a lot of different programs and different initiatives to help organizations use their CRM system for what they bought it for. It really is to grow sales, to get marketing and sales working more collaboratively together, and other things that CRM is for. So today, we're really going to focus in on really one thing. It's really 3 tips or 3 insider tips of how you can use your Microsoft Dynamics CRM system to increase revenue. So that's the topic for today. Okay, so welcome to this webinar. There's a series of webinars that we do. There's a webinar we do that focuses in on CRM itself, that gives you a demonstration of CRM and how it works. We're also doing one next week. It's a sneak peek at sort of the new 2013 launch that Microsoft's doing. So if you're interested in that, talk to one of your salespeople to get you out to that webinar. And today we're really going to talk about these 3 tips of increasing revenue using your CRM. So the number one thing I like to start with is the reason why it's important for companies to take a look at new ways of selling and marketing is the way customers are buying has changed, and that really transcends all industries. It really doesn't matter what industry you're from. The way customers buy has fundamentally changed and is continuing to change at a rapid pace. This slide is showing you the typical process somebody would go through, a company would go through when they're looking to buy something new. And at the top of this funnel, a company will have a business symptom or a problem that they may or may not want to do something about. But as soon as this business symptom or problem causes business pain, then typically what would happen is a company would put together a committee or make a decision that they need to figure out how to solve this problem. And then once the business pain turns into a business plan and they have a group that's trying to solve the problem, they typically start looking for solutions to their problem. And then from there, once they've done that, they'll start researching potential solutions. They'll reach out suppliers of those solutions. Maybe they'll do a request for information. Maybe they'll do a request for proposal or a quote, so they get pricing. And then from there, they'll select a vendor. And most companies spend the majority of their money and investment in this bottom part of the funnel. They're not spending a lot of time in the top part of the funnel. And this is what we're going to talk about today. And one of the things that companies need to realize is when companies are making a decision to solve a business problem, today they are going to websites to figure out how they should solve their problem. They're going out to social media channels to see. They're going on YouTube. They're connecting with people on LinkedIn and different tools like this. They're looking for content that's on people's websites to help them figure out what they should do. Okay, so the difference is in the past, what we've done as companies is we've used various selling techniques or selling methodologies. And there's something called BANT, budget, authority, need, and time frame. A lot of companies use sort of a BANT sales process. So they'll engage a customer when they've assigned a budget, they have authority, they know what the need is, and the time frame. Some very large companies still today use this process. But really, if that's the process you're using to sell, you're only addressing this bottom part of the decision tree of how a company is making a decision. So you're engaging them when they've got a budget. So they're probably almost or approaching the RFI stage, RFP or RFQ stage, which is really too late. What you want to do is you want to get up this decision curve or this decision cycle and help a customer formulate what they should do. And so to do that, companies have invested in other sales methodologies to help them do that. So they've invested in FAB is another one, feature advantage benefit selling. So this is where you compare yourself to your competitors. So you compare your features to your competitors, the advantage of those features, and the benefit to the customer. And so salespeople are constantly stuck in this feature flog or this feature fight to win business when you're doing direct selling. Then there's the ever-popular spin selling, situation, problem, implication, and need. Spin selling was popularized by Xerox many years ago, and it's something that's used by many companies. And spin selling helps you address the entire bottom part of this funnel, but it doesn't get you into the upper part of the funnel. So if we stop there, if your company is using any of these three or other many popular sales methodologies, you're really only addressing the bottom of this funnel, and you're in a competitive fight all the time. Okay? When I meet companies that are in this mode, they typically tell me we're losing business because our pricing is more than our competitors, or things like that. That's a telltale sign that you're in this competitive fight all the time. So then solution selling is the ability to get up this curve into the business pain section. So trying to help a company uncover what their business pain is and help them decide what to do about it. And there's a new methodology out in the market right now called the challenger sale, and that's an example of consultative selling. So consultative selling, there's many different methodologies out there, and that is really addressing the entire decision. Okay. Now there's one flaw with this. You can invest in sales training, you can invest in sales methodology, and all of them are focused on teaching your direct salespeople what they need to do to address some part of how a company is making a decision. The problem is the way companies are making decisions, if we go back for a second, is they're going to websites. So when they have a business symptom and they decide they should do something about it, they're not calling a salesperson anymore like they used to. When I started with Xerox, 20-odd years ago now, we used to spend a lot of time educating our customers and working that entire stack. So even before a company would even know they had a business problem, we would be able to mold and nurture them into knowing what to do about it before they even engaged anybody else. So we were really good at doing that, and we used some of those methodologies to do that. But the thing that's missing is this. The website is where people are going. Social media is where they're going. Web content. So a lot of companies have invested heavily in their website and search engine optimization. So let's say I'm a business and I sell shoes. So I sell shoes. I've got the best shoes in the marketplace, and I've got a business problem. So I am going to go online and I'm going to Google a search term to address the business problem that I have. And then if my company has done a good job of making sure that the AdWords and the content that's on my site will allow my company to be found mainly on the first page, then I'm probably going to be considered. The other way is if I've been blogging and I've been creating awareness on the website where people just sort of know that if you need shoes, you come to me, then they'll Google my name and they'll come to my website. However they get to our website, companies have spent a lot of money to do that. Now they're at the website, what do I do about it? How many of those visitors am I converting? How many of those visitors that are coming to my website are walking through this decision funnel and popping out the end going, I need to do business with that company? And this is where I want to spend some time. What we need is a little bit of a different approach to addressing this issue of the changing way that people are buying. And this is where your CRM comes in. So all of us have existing customers that we do business with today. All of us have potential customers that we would like to sell to. Okay? I'm just going to mute the lines here for a second. So we have existing customers and we have potential customers that we want to sell to. Now, what's in the middle of these two pieces is the sales force. So in most companies, we spend a lot of money on sales training, so that methodology piece. We spend money on compensation plans, on managing that entire sales force. We probably have invested in a CRM to help manage them more effectively and so on. So we've invested a lot of money in the sales force. And what we expect our sales force to do is this. We expect them to be doing productive calls on our existing customer base to, number one, keep them happy and keep them nurtured and keep buying from us, but also to sell them other products and services that we sell and to renew that customer when the time's right. So from that interaction, creates leads. So the leads come from that interaction sales is having, and we drive our business. And for many customers, the majority of the business they do today is from their existing customers. Okay, but what we also expect our sales force to do is do the same thing to potential customers, so net new, people who do not do business with us today. And that, as we all know, is the holy grail of growing the business. But then we have this other group called marketing. And marketing's job traditionally is doing the creative work. So they're the ones that are typically setting up the website, posting the content, putting marketing events together, maybe trade shows and things like this. And so marketing is, marketing is doing what they're supposed to do. And their job, is to generate leads from the potential customer base. I'm just going to get a drink just a minute. Sorry about that. So marketing's trying to generate leads from this potential customer base, but they're also trying to generate leads from the existing customer base to help support the salespeople. This is what marketing should be doing. Now, the problem with the model is marketing is over here on the left doing their thing, and sales is on the right doing their thing. And the types of activities that the two groups are focused on are as follows. So marketing is focused on advertising, branding, PR, creative, digital media, and on, okay? On the sales side, they have a much more rigorous, structured, accountable type process. They're prospecting, and most managers are tracking the prospecting. They're responsible for taking a lead and converting it, and they're accountable to convert that lead. They are responsible for managing the sales cycle, for generating and presenting proposals, for doing demonstrations, for doing presentations, for managing an account, managing large accounts, managing opportunities, and then relationship management. I haven't met too many salespeople that don't like going golfing, even if they can't golf. So these are the functions that sales and marketing are doing, and in a lot of companies they are separate, just like this slide shows. What I like to propose is I like to see marketing come a little bit more to the center and join with sales and form what I call Smarketing. I know it's a funny word, but I couldn't think of another way of putting it. It really is combining those two groups so that the synergy of both of them coming together is what's going to help customers grow revenue and take advantage of how customers are buying today. Okay. So together, when you have Smarketing functioning properly, this is the end result. We're generating really positive activities between the Smarketing group and our existing and potential customers, and we're creating very good leads that are easily qualified and easily converted if we're doing this properly. And I'll give you an example of this not working, and it's a personal example I had. And so this is a story about a company, a Canadian company, and I won't say who it is, that I'm a customer of. And they have about 8 different services that they offer to customers. And of the 8, I have 4 of them. And there is another service I've been thinking about getting from them, but I haven't reached out to that company to buy that other service. So one day I got a letter in the mail. So you can actually say, so marketing, I guess I go back, marketing sent me a letter, right, to an existing customer to get me to buy something new. So I got the letter in the mail, and it said, here's this great offer, and the great offer is if you buy this service, we'll give you this discount if you do this by this date. So I called the number, and I spoke to someone in sales. And when I had the person on the phone, they didn't know what I was talking about. They didn't know about the offer. They didn't know about the promotion. They really didn't have a lot of information about me being an existing customer. So on one side, marketing did a really good job. So they sent me information that was relative to me. It mattered to me. It was accurate. I didn't have that service, although I was already a good customer of theirs. But then when I engaged sales, they knew nothing about it. And so the salesperson jumped right into their sales process, which made me feel like they didn't even know what they were talking about, and it just turned me off. And so that's an example of the opposite of sales and marketing working together. And when we go meet with companies, we see these types of examples more than not. So what I'd like to talk to you about now is a little bit about what are all the elements that you need to have in place to make it work properly for a company. And really, really high level, this is really what they are. So you need to have the right marketing activity happening. So you need to have that, the website and the SEO and all those kinds of things. So you need to be doing that. A lot of companies are doing that. They are investing heavily in this area. You need to have field sales activity that are aligned to what marketing's doing. You need to have inside sales activity to help support your very expensive field direct salespeople. You maybe even need to have other sales channels. Maybe there's a dealer model or alternative models of selling your products and services. So the website's key. It's a very key component to this whole system working properly. And everyone has a website these days, but it's really about the content that you have on your website and how are you nurturing that customer from visiting your website to engaging you and becoming a customer. More and more, it's figuring out how are the social tools that are available now leveraged in the Smarketing process. So how are we using LinkedIn, for example, to increase our chances of building a relationship with a net new customer, even Twitter or Facebook even. This is one that gets missed a lot, but what existing information do we have about our customers, our existing customers, that we could use to help us do the right activities to drive new business, upsell, and cross-sell? And the last one, what's the information about target companies and contacts that I can capture to increase my chances of penetrating them? So high level, these are some of the things that if you've got a plan and you have systems in place to do this, you're way ahead of the game. Okay? I'll just remind everybody, if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to put your question in the question window, and I'll stop and answer any questions that you might have. I've muted the lines only because each time I open them, they tend to give some feedback. Okay, so what tools can a company leverage to do all this? Well, the very first thing is CRM. So here comes the 3 insider tips. So your CRM is really the central point of all of this. This CRM has evolved tremendously over the last 5 years, and it's accelerating. So the CRM is now becoming sort of the central point for all customer-facing resources to use to manage what they do day in and day out, whether that be a field salesperson, an inside salesperson, a project manager, a customer support person, a telemarketing person, a telephone, like a call center person. So it is the tool that gives that person the 360-degree view of the customer they need to either sell more things to those customers or to help support them. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing you need smart data. You need information about those existing and potential customers to help you sell to them and to help you support them. And the third and the last one is marketing automation. So marketing automation is a growing business, a growing trend, and there's a lot of options that are out there, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that today. So let's focus on CRM for a minute. What is it about CRM? A lot of companies have a CRM today, but what is it about it that will help you grow revenue? So your CRM really has to be configured properly. It has to have your existing customers or companies and the companies you'd like to target loaded. You need to have contact information in there. So you need to have the relevant information to help you to support and contact those customers effectively and easily. You need to be able to manage opportunities from a central place. So you need to have sales stages succinctly defined so that we know at any given time where an opportunity is so we can manage it as a team, as a group, and as an individual. There needs to be tasks. So a human being cannot remember everything. So because of the amount of information we're asked to manage every day, we need to automate some of the things that especially salespeople need to do. So we need the system to generate tasks automatically for us so that our sales process we have is automated as much as we possibly can. The next piece is we need to enable mobility with the highly sophisticated smartphones and tablets available today. We really need to make sure that we not only have an application on our mobile device so we can get into CRM, but it really today needs to be optimized so that the person in the field doesn't need any other device than their smartphone or their tablet to get the information they need. So the time's come to make sure that that is key. All right. The lifeblood of any direct salesperson is to be in front of customers as much as possible every single day. Okay. And the last one is a dashboard. So the dashboard should give us the business intelligence that we need to really have a handle on what's happening so that we can build that picture and understand what's working well and what's not working well. Okay, so that's high level what a CRM should be doing. Now the next piece is smart data. So what is smart data? So smart data is really information that you can get from existing data providers. So companies like Dun & Bradstreet, Scott's, Hoover's, you can buy specific industry data and you can load that into your CRM so you can do structured sales campaigns. Okay, so you need to have data about companies so that you can go and call on them. The next area for smart data is social media. So social media now is robust enough that we can tap into it and we can learn what is happening in the lives of people or in the news and things about companies. So social media, if tapped properly, can tell us things about the companies and about the people we're trying to build relationships with so we can improve our chances of penetrating those accounts and doing well. Then there's the traditional media, so the news wires and things like that. So a lot of them have, well, really all of them now have online versions. And so they're always coming out with information about companies, about people being promoted to senior levels. And some of this information, depending on the industry you're in, is very valuable information for sales. So it's finding a way to easily tap into that so that you can use the information from traditional media in the systems that you have, in your CRM that you have. Then there's making sure this information is in the CRM, in the company, in the contact field so that salespeople can actually use it. If salespeople have to jump from one tool to the next tool to the next tool, they're just not going to use it. It has to be simple and it has to be easy. And the last one is the existing information. So this is information we have in our databases. So maybe we have these computer systems that contain information. Maybe it's our financial system, and our financial system has information that we need to tap into. And I'll talk about that more in a minute. And the third and last one is marketing automation. So marketing automation is all about increasing the touch points to existing and potential customers so that we can nurture and build that relationship with them separate from what our direct salespeople are doing on their own. Okay, so when we do that through email marketing, tracking visitors to our website and applying sales process to them, scoring leads, so once we've nurtured a client to a certain state, that we can measure, monitor, score that, and then convert them to hand them over to a salesperson to take it from there. Social discovery tools, so tools that go out, look at social media, and help us decide which companies we should target and why. And then the nurture marketing, which I could talk about that all day, but nurture marketing is highly powerful. Okay, so I just want to dig into smart data a little bit more. So smart data is really about driving insight-based selling. And according to this organization called the Corporate Executive Board, they say that the most effective way to engage a new customer is to have insight about that person or company to reach out to them. Okay, and the way you gain insight is you have to leverage the data you have about them, whether it comes from your own sources of data or data you can buy or glean from social media sites. With those insights, you're able to leverage a stronger connection. And with tools like LinkedIn, you can use something called relationship selling, where once you know that you're connected to a company or a person through a peer or something else, you can increase your chances of penetrating that account. Now the tool, there's a couple tools we use, but the one I want to talk about today is called Inside View. And Inside View is a tool that sits inside of CRM, inside of the company entity, and it taps into 300,000 different networking sites. And some of the most popular ones are listed here in these clouds. So what Inside View is doing is it's going out to these sources of electronic information, and it's bringing it down into the company field inside of CRM to give us more insights about those companies and people, to what's happening in their company life and in some cases in their personal life if they put it out there. So you can use that information now to help you penetrate that account. Okay. The other thing about smart data is tapping into your existing systems. So every company has some kind of an accounting system that would contain year-over-year sales, the accounts receivable or accounts payable status by customer, and other trends that the accounting system will have. And there's customer care systems. Maybe there's an inventory system your company uses. There's the data you have in your CRM that you can mine. There's other ERP systems and really other systems that you have. So what does this mean? What it means is the CRM should tie into this information so that you can structure it in a way that sales can use. One of the ones that I like to talk about the most is this year-over-year sales. So if we know that a customer's year-over-year sales is dropping, and that's an important metric for us, that should be brought over from the accounting system, put into CRM so that the salesperson can see it. Not only that, maybe we have workflow trigger a little pop-up that says, hey, in the last quarter, 10 of your customers have gone from positive year-over-year sales to negative. So something's happening. So there's a lot of things that you can do, and a lot of patterns and a lot of business analysis you can do by bringing the existing data about your existing customers into CRM and using the native tools that come with CRM Dynamics, with the Dynamic CRM platform, to help you make decisions and automate things. Okay? Okay, CRM. So let's talk a little bit about, you know what, I've talked about CRM quite a bit, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave CRM there, and I'm going to jump right over to marketing automation. So with marketing automation, again, it's back to email marketing, web tracking, lead scoring, and so on. And the tool that there's a couple tools we use, but the one I want to talk about today is called ClickDimensions. ClickDimensions is what we feel one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful, marketing automation tool in the marketplace, and for the price that you pay for it, it's unbelievable. So there's two reasons why we've chosen this one. Number one, it sits right inside your CRM system itself. It's not out on another server somewhere that you have to go log into. You access it from within your CRM. So if you see, there's a bit of a pattern. Our data provider is sitting in our CRM. Our marketing automation provider is sitting inside of our CRM. So as a salesperson and a marketing person, you never need to leave CRM to do all of the marketing type activities that I was discussing earlier. So these are some of the features listed here of marketing automation. A key one is email marketing, doing this properly. It's critical to have a robust, well thought out email marketing strategy to help support your direct salespeople. Web tracking is becoming even more important now. So as visitors are landing on your website, so you've spent all this money on SEO, designing your website, putting content, so you're getting visitors to your site, you want to apply sales process to those visitors to convert them now. And with ClickDimensions, you can track visitors to your website, and you can encourage them to opt in and let you know who they are. And there's ways to do that. And when you've got that capability, you can start driving more leads and more business from your website, rather than just hoping that they pick up the phone and call or they click the chat. Okay. And then there's a lot of other things that, again, I could talk about all day, but those are the three main. I guess the last one I'd talk about is nurture marketing. So nurture marketing is a program that you set up to nurture a potential customer from not knowing anything about you to becoming a paying client. And it's a well thought out, structured campaign that's automated to do that. And we have nurture marketing success managers that work with you to actually help you think through and create the campaigns so that you can create a nurturing campaign for customers that are interested in doing business with you, but maybe they're not ready to buy yet. Okay, so that's nurture marketing. Okay, so when you have these three things working together, you've got your CRM at the center, you have your smart data on the right, and you've got your marketing automation system working. And these systems are all working collaboratively together and creating a new sales process for you. So this becomes your sales process. I'm going to go into a demonstration next, but I want to stop there to see if there's any questions. And I don't see any questions as of yet. Does anybody have any questions or comments at this point in time they want to bring up? If you do, I'm going to unmute the lines and see how we make out. If it gets noisy, I'll mute them right away, and you can just type them in. Okay, you're unmuted, people. So I had to mute one line. So if no questions coming in, I'll just keep going. It's tough doing a webinar sometimes when people don't say anything because you wonder if they're still there. But I know you're there. I can see you. Okay, demonstration. So I want to walk you through a scenario of Smarketing working. So here's the scenario. So your current system contains a list of all of customers that have bought product A from you. And a natural add-on to product A is product B and C. I'm very creative with my product naming. And then marketing creates a collateral of why product B and C are beneficial and maybe even create a pricing incentive. Then marketing sends out the outbound email campaign to those companies that have product A. When the customer opens the email, we know it gets opened and a task is created inside a CRM for sales to do something. The task shows up on the salesperson's either their tablet or their computer, whatever they're using to access CRM. The salesperson completes that task. The CRM dashboard shows the manager the outcome of those tasks, so what's getting done, what's not getting done, how it's working. And then marketing gets a measure of the success of the campaign so that they can adjust for the next one. So this is how Smarketing, a really, really high-level, simple concept of how Smarketing would work. So how does it work? So you've got your three things. You've got CRM, you have smart data, and you have marketing automation. And these systems are all loaded into one place. They're all sitting inside your CRM. So we're going to leverage the existing information about who has product A, and our CRM is going to go out to our other databases and pull that information in. Then from that, we're going to use the email marketing feature to send an outbound email that marketing is going to help us create. When the customer clicks on the link, it's automatically going to create a task in CRM for the salesperson to call them and do something about it and follow up on the lead. And then the outcome of that will get tracked in the dashboard that sits in CRM. Okay, so that's how it's going to work. So even deeper, so how this works, so here's your database. Here's all the customers that have product A. And so this database gets brought into CRM so that we know who has product A. All right, so when we do the query, it shows up there. So marketing creates the compelling message inside of ClickDimensions to educate the customer. So here's their email blast they're going to do. This is a really simple one. So they've got an image, they've got some social media tools, they've got a header, they've got a link, and when this goes out, we can track who opened it, who closed it. So then marketing uses the tool inside of CRM to create a marketing list. So I've just called it customers with product A. So that list that was sitting in my database is now a list of customers' names and email addresses that I know have that product. So I take that email that I've created and I send it. I click the send button and the email gets distributed to all those people that have product A. I get a report that updates in real time that tells me who has actually interacted with that email. Okay, so 24% of the emails in this example were actually interacted with. 13% bounce, which means they either have a bad email address, maybe they've changed jobs or something, or maybe they have an out of office turned on, so it bounced back. That's called a soft bounce. And then Canadian law says we have to have an unsubscribe on our email send, and in this case nobody unsubscribed in this campaign. Okay, so now that we have that information, the task gets created in CRM. So here's an example of our mobile client that we use called Touch Mobile. And what would happen is on the salesperson's CRM on their tablet, a task would get created, and it would be a follow-up on product BC campaign, and they would know what to do with that. The dashboard gets created to show how many of those happened by day and what the outcome was. And this really is an example of marketing doing what they need to do and using their strengths, combined with what sales does really, really well to create this marketing effect. Okay? And that's really the three main things. So in review, it's all about the CRM in the center, smart data, marketing automation, with sales process methodology baked in. And I'm going to open up the lines for questions now and let you ask any questions or any comments. And let me do that now. So the lines are open. If anybody has any questions or comments, please feel free to ask away. So we have a really talkative group today. So I'll assume that you've learned a lot, you love it, and I'll ask the salespeople that invited you to come to the webinar today to reach out and see how we might be able to help you. So thank you very much. I hope that you enjoyed the webinar today. If you want to learn more about sales and selling and CRM and things like that, we have two websites. Our main corporate website is crmdynamics.ca. And the mobile product that we have is called touchmobilesales.com. So feel free to visit either one of those sites. If you want to contact me directly, you can email me at rob.triggs@crmdynamics.ca. I've got my cell phone there on the screen. If you want to call me directly, that's fine too. Or if you're into Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter as I put out different content around sales, sales effectiveness, and Smarketing. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.